Friends, welcome to tonight's mini live. Thank you very much for coming back and to staying tuned and for coming in and checking out the channel and all of these good things. All right, I feel like we've done so much today. I feel like we've gotten into so much. I feel like they've bombarded us with so many skits that they've just calmed the entire room down, which is kind of great. You know what I mean? Them calm the room down, like them really put the room in a place where we're just calm, we're relaxed. And I think we're at a place now where it's just a wait and see. What happens? Is this Anthony's kid? Yes or no? Them have to give it to us. I feel like that's what's going on. Let's go.
You know, when one door closes, another one opens.
Yeah, I just hate that your baby mama keeps influencing those doors. That's my problem. Anywho,
Now, you know what I like about that saying? Maybe are the writers saying that God is going to close the door for Anthony with Shayla and then another is going to open with Amber? That's the question. In other words, is Shayla about to not have Anthony's child? And then what's going to happen is that, Amber is going to be the one now pregnant because that would be a thing.
you nervous about tomorrow?
Nervous? Why would I be nervous?
I don't know. That's kind of a big deal, don't you think? Like, you're not the least bit nervous about tomorrow?
No. No. Whatever happens, we'll deal with it. Oh,
So, what if it turns out that he's not yours?
That's my question. What if it turns out that Kai is not Anthony's? How does he deal with that? Paula, thank you very much for the super chat. Put something in the comment, Paula. Put something inside of it. I love when y'all give the super chats them. But I like y'all to put y'all comments in there so we can highlight it. What if this baby is not Anthony's? What's the reaction then? That I question now. What would be the reaction at that point in time? That is my thing.
I guess we'll just move on with our lives. You know? So at least we'll know it's out in the open, just like you wanted.
Well, if he's not yours and we done went through all of this, Shayla really deserves her butt beat. Seriously. Like, that would be crazy.
That's interesting. All right, so let me read y'all's comments. Anthony is nervous and full of pride to say no, to say he's nervous. Is that really it? Do y'all think he's nervous? I have a good heart. You have a good heart that I Amber is going to get. The real deal about the baby is if Anthony's all the time, Shayla is going to lie about it. Okay, all right. So you have a good mindset that about him. I don't believe this is his child, right? So this is what y'all are saying. Um, one journey asked a question. One journey, what was the question? One journey. One journey says, "How is it?" Okay, no problem. I just wanted to make sure. Paula, do you have a question? Put the thing in the chat. Okay, there we go. Paula says, "I said in this skit to Anthony, God don't bless no mess. He's protecting Amber for her own good." That's what Paula is saying. Paula is saying this is a protection skit for Amber. Excuse me. Whatever happens, whatever happened to the therapist, she gone. Let me read your comment. These are good. Somebody say I'm a coward. Let me see your comment, Linda. He's nervous. He's scared on one hand. He's hoping it's not his. But on the other hand, he really wants the baby to be his. I think that's not a bad thing. Yes, I did see Paula's comment, Nanya. That's why I added it to the chat. So I added Paula's comment because she had it in a super chat from before. Um, if Kai is not Anthony's, she will shut down like the government. It's what maybe that's the question. What will happen to Shayla? Let me ask you all this. To Shayla if Kai is not hers. That's a question. Let's keep rolling.
I mean, part of me would be happy that we could move on, but
Mm-hmm.
the other part of me would just be like, wow. Like,
But
yeah.
I know you're all in your word and everything. Let me ask you something. Do you think I'm close to God?
I mean, I certainly think you're getting there.
Close to God. It's so good. You know, I'm asking you, is do you think, there's just such a question, do you think that Anthony is close to God? Am I ask the question? So here you go. Here's a question for y'all. One for yes and two for no. Do y'all think Anthony is close to God? Number one, I think close to God.
You weren't always, in your word or going to church and stuff like that, but I see you, babe. I see you studying and trying to get closer to God. So, yeah.
You know how I got to where everything I have?
Mm-hmm. Oh.
It damn sure wasn't me. And I didn't really have a lot of people helping me along the way. It was God. God has seen me through a lot of stuff. He's seeing us through this right now. So what you always say, God's will be done.
Yeah, it will.
His will be done. And we'll know soon about God.
This is interesting because people always say, God's will be done, but do they actually mean it? Because God's will be done can mean something that you don't want. Let me see. There's a super chat in the comment. The super chat is from Street Poet, 973 EO. Amber is going to change the DNA test results. That's a very bold take. This is a bold take. Okay, so Street Poets and Amber going to change the DNA test. Well, let me ask y'all the question this because apparently, hey, I've never had this take before. So let's dig underneath this right now. Let's dig under this. Will Amber change the DNA test? That's a good question. One for yes. I don't think she will, but hey, one for yes and two for no. Street Poet is thinking that Amber might change the DNA test. I mean, I see what you're saying. I could see exactly where you're going with it, but okay. Let me get y'all's take.
And if he is mine, you got to understand that I'm going to be an amazing dad. I have to be.
I know, babe. And if he's yours, I'll be an amazing stepmom.
All right. So Street Poet is saying, hey, do you believe that, you know what I mean? Like, Street Poet will say Amber will change the DNA test. Me don't know Street Poet if she probably will do this. And I'll say this because, all right, I don't feel Amber is that type, but then they could surprise me. That's all me I say. They could surprise us with Amber doing something different or off the wall or out of the rockers. Them could surprise us. But I don't know if she's going to do something like that. I don't know if we can get that. Because then remember, the DNA test is going to be taken by a specialist. So in other words, it's not them anymore handling the test. It's going to be an actual third party. No, if she and that third party have a link, then that's different. She won't have a chance to touch it because the specialist will be there handling everything. So there you go. You know what I mean? So you're going to have a specialist handling everything. This is why we should have let the courts handle it. I don't trust. There you go. So M. Johnson is saying she not trust either side. And at the M. Johnson, I think I agree with you. I think I agree with you. Amber is the most honest person out of all the three of them. To be very fair, she's the most fair. She's the most fair. How would Amber do that? That's a good question. They mean like, oh, Angelina change your paperwork and do all sorts of different things. No, Amber won't change your paperwork. Good night, Charmin. Them say you won't change the paperwork. First writers how Shayla overconfident. Them show Shayla overconfident. Then they show Amber overconfident. Just keep us at bay. Keep us guessing. That's basically what's going on, Eleanor. I want them to put the court. I want them to go to court. I'm sick of this nonsense. And what about changing Kai's last name to Dalton? Get on with the skits that matter. It does make sense, but I'm saying maybe it is this will affect the name change. Why would she do that? We don't know. It's a good question. Why would she change the name? We don't know. But people are just speculating and say, hey, could she actually change the name? In other words, can you see Amber flipping? That's kind of what the question is. That's the question is this. Can you see the Amber character turning? That's a question. One for yes and two for no. And listen, when Street Poet give that comment, I don't think all I'm saying is I think Street Poet is giving a contrarian view of things. And nothing wrong with that contrarian view, because you have to question every single view to think where they could go. I never admitted Angelina changed anything. There will not be a test until the name change. And they will find out that it is Arby's baby. So in other words, you know, say a Arby kid. When I say if there's anybody that changed the test, it's Jasmine. Amber wouldn't do that to the baby. She will want Anthony to file for custody so they can keep him. I feel so too, Trapstar. I feel so too. I feel so too. I feel so too. Marion, we say they're bringing up the paternity specialist, so access to the test other than the tech handling the test. So them have to, so how will anyone? Okay, that's the question. So how will anyone have access to the test? That's what I'm saying. I don't believe them going to change the test. Vanswell think. Let me see what Vanswell thinking a little bit. I just hate to see Shayla and Angelina win again. No karma. Auntie's not thinking about his initial statement. God told him that the baby wasn't his. Yeah, but apparently no. God telling me baby I feel one. God seemed to be speaking to him a lot of times, Pamela. It seemed like that's what's going on. The storyline will be much better if Anthony is not the father. I said that. KC Pooch, KC Poo, I understand this. And I do believe this as well too. He needs to not be the father. Because then what does Amber do? But that's maybe the story is about Amber, and maybe the thing is if Anthony is a father, what does Amber do? What does Amber do at that point in time? You know, what does Amber do? Exactly, Angela Atkinson, and the court requires a court order DNA test. But I guess the writers don't know these legal obligations. Sometimes they don't, and sometimes they want to keep it in limbo because they feel like if they go one way, it's too. What I think they're doing, Nana, is this: if 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 they make it too legal, then there are certain lines them have to check. And I think they don't want to do that, you know what I mean, because they know I get sued that them a put out false information, or that, they don't want the story too tight. At this point, I can't even call Anthony Amber's husband. It's in Amber's mindset to say she is sleeping with the enemy. That's true, Philip. That is true. That is true. Amber is just tired of living in limbo. And that's true. That's true too. She's tired of living in limbo. I hope that Shayla and her family do not know the specialist. Can you imagine they know? What if Shayla and family? Okay. You know what? Let me see. Y'all are easy to know. Amber is a decent woman. She will raise Kai as her own. If Shayla gets high and it put Kai in her arms away. And put Kai in her arms way. I read foolishness, make it tired. So, okay. All right. Paula, where's the Paula? Amber will not do that. She's rooted different. She's uprooted different. Mama Brenda has planted good seeds in Amber's head, telling her to pray and to trust God. To trust God. Detroit Amber is uncivilized. Street Poet, remember before I have a chair. Street Poet says Detroit Amber is uncivilized. This is terrible. This is terrible, Street Poet. This really is truly terrible. Somebody give another super chat in the comment. Let's see. Aye, sir. Aye, sir. So this super chat is from Novanin. Novanin one says Anthony isn't close to God. Has he told her how much money he got for his portion of the theater? Or that he asked Pierre to hold a few $1 million closer to God? Nobody one, thank you very much for the super chat. I am with you. I am like this. I'm not with this new age thing where we talk, but we don't judge. No, I'm going to criticize you. Because more you criticize my bad behavior as well. If my behavior bad, criticize me. Because it's the only way I'm going to know how to change and get better. Y'all believe Amber wants Kai, but she wants a DNA. Well, she might not want Kai now, but the thing is, I think she will live with it if she have to live with it. If she has to live with it. Because me no know. Me no know. Me no know. You know what? Let's see. I want to see on talk about God twice today. Maybe Country Wayne will change his character back to a decent. You see, I want to say, and talk about, okay, you're happy to see him talk about God twice today, changing back to a decent young man. Hammer needs to win. Okay, so you're saying that it's more Anton that's changing. Thank you for the super chat, Navanin. Thank you very much for the super chat. So you're saying you think that Amber is that Anton is changing. Let me ask you all a question. Do you believe that Anthony is changing? There you go. One for yes and two for no. Since as you didn't hear my talk about God because it seemed like him start. But listen, some people call God name though when them in trouble, you know. One thing we learn about people and God. Them will call God name when them in a trouble. Once them out of the trouble, forget about God. This is what we learn about people. People call upon God name when them in a whole heap of trouble. But the moment the trouble pass, them forget about God. So that's why I'm a bit like, I don't know. Anthony's trying to change. Stephanie said Anthony's trying to change. That's why me kinda iffy about that. Anthony's karma is coming. And Anthony's going to lose money. So we don't really believe that him reach the place yet. Everybody cool before everything. Everybody good when them now lose money. Anthony partially knows God at his convenience. That me think. I agree with that statement. Anthony was only decent when he was dating Rose. So outside of that, Anthony was not a decent man. That's what M. Johnson is saying. No, he will not change. No, he will not change until he goes through something. That are my belief too. I mean, I think he might change just like that. I believe he's his. I don't believe he's his. He don't know God because he's still lying and not to be trusted. That's what I said too. Going to Shayla's house late in the night can't tell me say you're closer to God. It may take Anthony to hit rock bottom before he really finds God. These things take time. We don't change overnight. Agreed, Sandra. When people have all the money in the world, them don't just change like that. Me not believe that none at all. Say him just change all of a sudden just so. Delisa reappeared for a reason. So me I think, yes, Trapstar, me agree with this. I agree with this. Is Delicia next for Anthony? Because you know what? Think about it. You know who wants Delicia? Wayne. Wayne wants Delicia. And who tends to get Wayne's girls? Who are the girls Wayne keep liking? More you think about it. Who are the girls Wayne keeps liking? Interesting. Interesting. Amber said that Shayla always kept a sneaky link. So we are think of the sneaky link to the business. The sneaky link, do him look a sausage link business and get in there. I wish a side 3 or 4 would ever disrespect me like that, like they did to Amber. Of course, Stacey, I mash up her face. Stacey with a step on her face. Stacey with a step on her face. Charmin, where's the Charmin? Sonny got pregnant in July and she said his due date is in April. So if Shayla got pregnant in January, her due date should be in October. We had worked that out. Yes, that is correct. We had worked this out. We had worked this out. I'm hoping Delicia is really trying to get Wayne. Trying to get Wayne, playing hard to get. Anthony needs to focus on Amber and Kai if he is his child. But here's the question right now, because we're at a crossroad with this story. O'Neill, Anton not looking in Delicia's direction. Okay, me catch you the thing, Closed doors are happening for a reason. I like this. Brittany says, close the doors happening for a reason. Delicia is for a man. Brittany, I like this. I'm not mind that at all. I'm not mind that. Okay. So, interesting. Interesting. Anthony is very prideful and has to be humbled before God and by God. Amber's girls, the DNA test is going to occur at the time the name change makes more sense. That way that both Arby and Anthony get tested. So when I feel like I gotta go on. So at the end, okay. Basically what y'all are saying is this. Basically what y'all are saying is this. Let me ask the question. Do you want Amber to end up with Anthony? Maybe this is the question. Because this is where we are right now. 1 for yes and 2 for no. Mary, where's your comment? Mary, maybe I've missed your comment, Mary. Me come for your comment. Here we go, Mary. Mary said, some people, okay, hold on. We're not blocking your comments, Mary. We're not blocking your comments because if you find it. Good night, Mary. There we go. Here you go again, O'Neill. All right, me still try to find your comment, Mary. Me find more comments of other things, Mary. I put the question in there. Mary, where you comment there? Some of the time the comments them slide fast, Mary. So sometimes I not catch the comment them. You have to take your time with me now, Mary. Me have two eyes, well, four. But me see if I can find a comment, Mary. Where's the comment, Mary? Where the comment there? I look through the entire chat to see if I can find a comment so I can read it. Mary said, I'm going to read our comments. Mary said, hell no. That's a one comment me see have, Mary. You have any other comment, Mary? You have another comment? Let me read your comment, Mary. We have to pull up the show for read Mary comment right now. Let me see what y'all guys got. 350. We're trying to find Mary's comment. Mary, where the comment there? Mary, where the comment there, Mary? Give me a comment, Mary, and tell me exactly what you say so I can read your comment. Because I'm going to read Mary comment today. I'm not going to sleep. Mary, if I read Mary comment, I'm not going to sleep, If I read Mary comment, I'm not going to sleep. Mary, okay, there you go. 10 minutes. Oh, Lord gosh. Lord gosh. Mary, vex with me again tonight, Lord D. Mary. The only comment I see from Mary is no. Mary. Lord D. All right, Mary, post a comment so we can read it, Mary. Post a comment so we can read it. Just post and put at on it. Lord, if you don't read Mary comment, Mary, I'll beat me up. Me now I can't sleep tonight if you don't read Mary comment. All right. So basically, what may I get at is, I don't know, Mary have to take your time. Where comment the Mary, where I look for your comment. We've pulled up the show for read Mary. We pulled up the show for read a comment, Mary. Where you comment there? Mary, where you comment there, Mary? Where you comment there? Me there at the top of the comments, Mary, I mean I read. No, she's not Shayla. At the top it says no, she's not Shayla. I try to read from two. Sometimes I have to read from two sources to see if I can find your comment. So it's at the top. May I try to find a comment. Post a comment, Mary. Now where is it? Post a comment. Lord gosh, not beat. Lord gosh. When I have to take on the time with me, remember say me when I say me I pass over the comment them. Guys, I apologize if it feels like I apologize. If it feels like I'm skipping over your comment. There we go. I'm gonna put it in a writing. It's not that I skip over your comment, guys. So my time the comment they move fast in our chat. Where comment where you say, Mary, all me say is none of that's a lie. You wanna read that? You have to give it things to read, Mary. Give it stuff to read so I can read your comment. Mary, you can't do me that today. You can't come on and post. You post 10 minutes ago. Unacceptable. Because you say none of your comments over and over. Well, we'll just read the comments then. What you mean? Like, of course, we're reading on your comment. We don't read every comment, man. I saw, all right. Come. All right, no fighting in the chat, guys. Please, do. So, only you read some people's comments more. No, it's how the comments pass. So if the comment them pass, some of the time I can't catch them back. It depends. I might catch a comment because I might talk, come off the screen, and I come back in and come whatever it is. That's all it really is. That's all it really is. Sick of Wayne and Woody Woodpecker and Amber. That's what somebody said just now. Where is Mir's comment? Mir, me know the comment there. I think something is going to go wrong tomorrow. So Stephanie has said something will go wrong tomorrow. Me no know, me try. Me try. You post again like 3 times. One to the comment, Mir, the comment is not coming up. You say you post it 3 times, but we don't see it, Mary. We don't see it. Me I look for it. I look for it on 2 screens. Just post it in the comment, Mary. No worries, just post in that comment. We'll find it. If you don't see it, just repost it. And if you don't see a comment, just repost it. Just put a red flag by it so that way that some of the time we can identify it. Like this, just like when Nanya said, put a red flag or a heart so we can see it. People go through the same thing. Trust me, it take me a while to read all the comments because all of them they run. The comments them run a lot. So sometimes we'll be addressing one thing somebody says and then it gone. Oh gosh, we don't know. All right, so he's paying attention to what? To the customers. He's paying attention to the fake customers. What do you mean? No, people like, well, if people say their comments not being read, hey, we are forgetting that. But anyway, let's proceed. So the deal is, where are we in the whole thing of things right now? What we in the whole tick of things is this, is that it feel like some people, nothing not happening. Don't worry, guys, nothing is happening. It'll be fine. We'll see comment on me see it. It feels like some people want the marriage to work. So M. Johnson says she hopes something go wrong tomorrow and they don't do a DNA test. I want them to take it to court. So you want it to go to court. Ellen says Anthony has mentioned twice about the doors closing and opening. Signs of a new storyline. So there you go. Lord. So, Angelina is going to come and cause a problem. So you're all saying that something is going to go wrong. So that's the question. Will something go wrong with the DNA test tomorrow? Has nobody not have no faith in a DNA test right now? 1 for yes and 2 for no. Wow, you read it. When me read, I was already comment them, man. I was already want to stay so, man. That I question right now. Shake my head. She she'll shake her head. See, it take me a time to pick up the comment them. Lynette, give me a comment. We're not getting a proper DNA test for Kai until he graduates high school. We say until he graduates high school. We not get so we not get a proper thing. Where you want me read on it, please check to see if she has been blocked. I will have to check inside of the I'll have to check inside of the portal. I can check in the portal, Mary. So what I've noticed have been happening is that some way, somehow YouTube has been blocking people by itself. I don't know why. Don't ask me. I don't know why. Like I've saw like some people like Jeanette Jemison, which is a follower that has been following me for a very, very long time. I don't know how YouTube block her, but I have to go in there and release it. So yes, Nanya, you are correct. YouTube has been doing some weird things. Like it takes some people off my channel and I have to put them back on. Me don't know how it do it. You can't ask me. Just don't know how it work. Because I generally don't block people. I just don't block people at all. I just don't do it. Me allow people to talk. Because they want to waste our time again. so then he said because they want to waste the time again. So no believe so them are going to give a DNA test. Boy, not easy. When Shayla sees Amber tomorrow, she's going to go off on Anthony. Amber will check her. Yes, something going to be wrong with the DNA test. It's not going to happen. So you know, look like nobody on the faith in the DNA test. She's not blocked. She just commented. Boy, I that the fandangles with the thing. See, it seems like this storyline will never end. She will continue causing chaos and havoc in everyone's lives without any accountability and repercussions. Well, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. Mary does make great comments. I'm a catch her when I can. La da dee dee da da. Shayla and Rooster is gonna blame Amber for making Anthony do the DNA test because they think Anthony is stupid. Mary is correct though. I only see comments of her complaint. Who said that? Wanna leave Mary alone, man. Iman will be with Delicia. So somebody said Iman will be with Melissa. She does make a great comment, but don't blame it on me. Okay, being read. Kai will end up not showing. Yeah, some of my comments, but responses crazy. I am over it now. Hope it. Okay, all right. Okay. Tired of Shayla. So Stephanie says she's tired of Shayla. Basically, that's that. I've seen the message, Mary, but it's just a message. It's not a message onto the story. I want to give a message on the story, Mary. The comment did this, but I want a message on the story. Anthony will tell Street Poet. We have them say Street Poet. Street Poet says Anthony will tell Amber he wants a divorce if Kai is not his child because Amber forced the issue. That is interesting. Me don't know. Me don't know if I say. Me don't know if I say right now because me I just left it go in the comments. This is a good question. Will Anthony blame Amber if Kai is not his child? That is a good question. That's a very good question by Street Poet. I'm sorry. This is a very good question. This is a very good statement, actually, Street Poet. Very controversial takes. Very, very controversial. Outside of the box. Just get an answer for good. Just get an answer for goodness sake. Interesting. 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 Wait. Lord, me no know. Mary says, thank you all. Thank you all. There we go. Put up the comment, Mary. Me not see no more comment, Mary. Yes, this is why they blaming Amber. They think Anthony have no sense. They should take both scheduled tests, Amber and Shayla. That alleviates the errors. Okay. They should take both scheduled tests. Okay. That alleviates the errors, them. Bribe, courtesy, whatever. I do agree. Street Poet is making a controversial take. On your TV, this is not the time. Let's rewind and remember. This is not the time. Let's rewind and remember that Amber pray over Shayla and Kai. God says, pray for those who despitefully use you. God is taking over Amber. You don't have to change the DNA test. There you go. So in other words, Paula Cross is saying that Amber not have to change the test, which I don't think she will change the test, to be honest with you. I don't believe so. Anyway, friends, that's the 30 minutes of fame. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Have a wonderful night. I'll talk to y'all soon. Mary, we still love you.